That'll take us to a top division doubles match. Goixerri and Urbieta take on Jairo and Nicolas. Goixerri and Urbieta tied for the best record in Division 1 doubles this year at 8-2. Jairo and Nicolas had the worst record actually in this division at 2-8, but about half of that season was played without Jairo in the front court. The two matchups that these two teams specifically played, though, did feature Jairo and Nicolas and Goixerri and Urbieta. The Renegades won them both 6-4, 6-3 in straight sets the first time, and then 3-6, 6-3, 6-5 the second time around. So the Renegades swept the season series. Game day's tied going into this match. See where this next win goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our next match. Goixerri will have the serve for the Renegades. Goixerri serves, we begin. Nicolas opens up on the backhand to the inside. Excellent catch by Jairo at the sidewall. There's the backhand. Nicolas, backhand from the 12 line. Urbieta now from the 11 to the inside. Nicolas is there. Big backhand. Caught in the backcourt by Urbieta. Nicolas from the left side, keeping it inside. Goixerri playing deep. Low bullet. Urbieta saved by Nicolas. Goixerri lets it pass. Here's the backhand. Low and hard by Urbieta. Beautifully caught by Nicolas. Urbieta calls for the ball. Nicolas pulls that from the sidewall. Big backhand follows. Urbieta's there. Here's the backhand. Urbieta. Nicolas makes the catch. Backhand to the inside. There's the backhand by Urbieta. Urbieta, forehand. Nicolas on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 11 line. Nicolas on the backhand to the inside. Urbieta. Nicolas again from the 11 line. Urbieta's there. Beautiful catch by Nicolas deep in the backcourt. Goixerri has this one on the forehand. Cortada will score. First point of this match goes to Goixerri and Urbieta. Goixerri has the serve. And Urbieta got the, yeah, Nicolas missed it, and Urbieta got hit with it.
Again, you're going to expect some longer points in this matchup. Again, we already saw Goixerri against Jairo, but again, the theme remains the same. Can Jairo do enough to kill some points and start to add them up for his Devils? Compared to Goixerri, who's the best in this division at killing points.
Here's Nicolas on the backhand from the 11 line. Urbieta from the 12 to the inside. Urbieta again, low and hard to the inside. Jairo takes it low, sends it back. Beautiful catch by Nicolas deep in the backcourt. Here's the backhand to the inside. Goixerri, backhand from the 9 line, a bullet from the left side to the backhand of Nicolas. Urbieta now from the 11 line. Powerful backhand. Nicolas is there. Backhand from the 12 line. That ball took a Magic City bounce past Nicolas. Jairo makes the catch. Goixerri, powerful costado to the inside. Nicolas has it. Backhand. Urbieta forehand. Straight to the forehand of Jairo. Jairo powerfully from the right side, and that is a beautiful catch by Urbieta. Here's the backhand by Nicolas. Urbieta now from the 11 line. Nicolas from the 10. Urbieta's there. Typical catch by Jairo there on the side wall. Backhand by Nicolas. Urbieta coming out. Urbieta to the forehand of Jairo. Goixerri, leaping catch at the 10 line. Urbieta left side by Goixerri, caught by Jairo. Split placement by Jairo. Perfectly thrown to score. That's a point for Jairo and Nicolas. We're all tied up. 1-1, Jairo has a serve.
Well, Jairo needs to do just that if the Devils have any chance of winning this match. Nicolas plays 67% of balls in the backcourt in this match. Jairo touching only 33% up in the front court compared to Goixerri, who's nearly 50% for the Renegades. And if you look at the backcourters, Urbieta catching at a slightly higher rate than Nicolas. So the only way for the Devils really to win, Jairo's got to make it happen up there in the front.
Urbieta forehand. Cut off by Goixerri. Split placement by Goixerri, read by Nicolas. Nicolas returns the carom. The carom caught the pad. The pad is bad. That's 2 points for Goixerri and Urbieta. Of the Renegades, Goixerri has the serve.
We talked about this earlier, how difficult it is to throw shots under pressure. I mean, Goixerri's trying to dart to the outside. Nicolas senses that, so he tries to get it off quickly. Throws it low right into the pad.
It's true at every level of professional highlight. There's no question about it. Sidearm serve is stopped by Nicolas. Here's the backhand. Urbieta. Urbieta forehand by Jairo. Goixerri gets in there to cut it off. Hilo scores. That's 3 points for Goixerri and Urbieta. Goixerri serves.
I mean, right there, shows you the difference between these two teams. Goixerri can do that, and Jairo just really doesn't have that effective of a costado. If the Devils are going to win this match and win points, they're going to do it in these longer rallies with hard throws back to the inside, not really going to be a bunch of these kill shots. Whereas Goixerri, any moment, at any time, from anywhere on the court, he can put one on the board for his team. That's dangerous.
The ace for Goixerri puts a 4th point on the board for the Renegades. He serves. That cortada serve before sidearm serve. Before sidearm serve, there's a difference, slight, ever so slight difference between the two. That cortada serves comes across the box, crosses the side wall, and can be very, very dangerous for the backcourt. Excellent catch by Nicolas. There's the backhand. This one coming way out. It's at the side wall. Goixerri makes a save, lays it up. Nicolas is there. Backhand from the 10 line. Urbieta off the wall. He comes down with the ball. That ball is missed in the backcourt. That is a 5th point for Goixerri and Urbieta. This is possible set point.
How about that catch by Urbieta? He hasn't been involved all too much in this match, and that'll certainly get him in and get him going. If not, what a beautiful catch. Right up the wall. Now 5-1. This has been a quick Division I set here.
Jairo picks his serve. Drop shot read by Urbieta. Low backhand caught by Nicolas. Here's the backhand. Urbieta left side for the big bounce. Cut off in the air by Jairo. Jairo inside placement is read and stopped by Urbieta. Nicolas, backhand, powerfully thrown. Urbieta coming out. Urbieta coming to the 7 line. Rifled up the middle, caught by Nicolas. Nicolas, low and hard. Urbieta stops it on the left side. Urbieta forehand by Jairo. Will not pass Goixerri. Here's the backhand. Nicolas, beautiful catch off the wall. A powerful backhand follows. Urbieta coming out. Urbieta to the inside. Nicolas advances to take it in the air. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Backhand now by Nicolas. Urbieta forehand by Jairo. Urbieta to the inside. Goixerri has it. Nicolas on the catch. Low and hard and caught again by Urbieta. Urbieta. Urbieta forehand by Jairo. Straight to the backcourt. Urbieta's there. Backhand. To the inside, scooped up by Nicolas. Urbieta by Goixerri, played on the left side at the side wall. Tough play. Urbieta, left side, big bounce. Brought down by Nicolas. Nicolas on the left side, backhand, a little lower, a little harder, and caught again by Urbieta. Nicolas now on the forehand. This one caught by Urbieta. The backhand will hit the pad. The pad is bad. That's the second point here for Jairo and Nicolas. Jairo has the serve. Still possible set point for Goixerri and Urbieta.
Of all the shots we see in Jai-Alai, that's one that I still don't understand. Maybe in a second or third set, I get it because the ball travels a little further, but in a first set, the ball's not particularly hot, and those guys don't drop that low runner inside. In a third set, they might. A first set, at this level, you never see it. So is it worth sacrificing and giving a point away? Probably not, but fortunately for the Renegades, still have a couple to work with here to close it out.
There's the backhand by Urbieta, powerfully thrown wall to wall. Rebote forehand by Jairo. This one coming out on a high bounce. Whip to the outside. Jairo makes the catch. Blasts it back from the forehand. What a catch by Goixerri. Nicolas hard to the inside. Urbieta's there. Jairo on the forehand at the 8. Low and hard from the right side. Scooped up high on the left side of Urbieta. Nicolas now from the 11. Backhand by Nicolas. Catch by Urbieta. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall comes right up the middle, played from the forehand of Jairo. Rebote dropping, saved by Goixerri. Here's Jairo at the 5. Low and hard, stopped, but not held on to. That ball goes off the frame of Urbieta Sesta. That's a third point for Jairo and Nicolas. Jairo has a serve.
And a rare miss there for Urbieta. I mean, I know it's hard, it's crossing the wall, but still, I mean, he's backing up, he's in position, he's waiting for it, and he just missed it.
And concentrating.
Right.
You're looking both at the ball and the side wall for when it crosses. That's why when it crosses and it stays inside, it can be a real problem. But that one came off sufficiently.
Yeah. He was there, but just a miss.
Urbieta comes to the outside to make the play. Good duck by Goixerri. There's the backhand by Nicolas. Nicolas on the catch. Backhand from the 9 line. Hard to the inside. Urbieta's there. Beautiful catch by Nicolas behind the 12. Big backhand. Nicolas on the catch. Backhand to the inside. Goixerri from the 9 line. He pumps his backhand. Caught in the air by Nicolas. Urbieta from deep in the backcourt. Nicolas is there. Backhand from the 11. Urbieta from the 12. Nicolas at the sidewall. Beautiful catch. Urbieta keeps it on the left side. Rebote. Forehand with a light touch by Goixerri. Jairo comes cross court to make the catch on the right side. That ball goes left side of Goixerri. A bullet to the back wall, out to the rebote, played by Jairo. Straight back, Urbieta's there. Beautiful catch by Urbieta in the corner. Here's Nicolas from the 11 line. Right side, low and hard, crossing the wall, caught by Urbieta again. Nicolas now from the 11 line to the inside. What a catch by Urbieta in the corner. Urbieta from the 12, powerfully thrown. Rebote, forehand, straight back. Goixerri looks for the rebote. This one goes to the forehand of Nicolas. Nicolas powerfully from the right side, crossing the wall. Urbieta makes the stop. Nicolas again, backhand. A bullet to the corner, out to the rebote, played by Goixerri. Taken on the bounce by Nicolas. Nicolas plays it high to the corner, out to the rebote. Goixerri's there again. Low and hard, caught by Nicolas. Cortada by Nicolas, cut off before hitting the side wall by Goixerri. Here's Nicolas again. Powerful rebote turn to the inside beautifully by Goixerri. Nicolas made the stop. Rebote, forehand by Jairo, straight back, caught in the air by Urbieta. Rebote by Goixerri, blast to the inside. Nicolas, fine catch on the bounce. Rebote for Goixerri, straight back, caught by Nicolas. Nicolas, slow runner to the inside, scooped up at the back wall by Urbieta. Robote forehand. Caught by Goixerri. He winds up. Costado to the inside. Nicolas is there. Robote forehand by Goixerri. Taken on the bounce by Nicolas. Nicolas plays it high. Robote left side for the big bounce. Nicolas, help with the sidewall, makes the play. Robote forehand by Jairo, 2 past the front quarter, dropping out. Goixerri sends it back. Nicolas now on the backhand. Urbieta powerfully from the left side. Nicolas from the 12. Nicolas again on the backhand, wall to wall from the left side. Robote forehand, low and hard. Scooped up beautifully by Nicolas at the 12. Inside it goes. Urbieta's there. Catch now by Nicolas on the forehand. Robote left side, saved by Goixerri. Nicolas on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 11. Goixerri for the Robote. Back to the inside. Backhand by Nicolas. Nicolas on the catch. Backhand from the 10 line. Urbieta's there. Forehand from the 13. Goixerri, 2-all Robote. It's out. That is 4 points for Jairo and Nicolas. Still possible set point for Goixerri and Urbieta. Jairo has the serve.
Yeah, and after all that, a pretty long rally, well played. Goixerri just a little reckless seemingly on that 2-all. It kicks it well out of play.
Again, sometimes you feel pressure just to end it after it's gone on for so long. That's not every player in battle court. That's some players in battle court. And that we've seen Goixerri do that before. Again, it's a 2-all. It's a 2-all attempt that just landed wide.
And the longer these rallies go on, again, probably favors the Devils more because these quick points have all gone the Renegades' way, and Goixerri's killed it.
Let's see what Goixerri does with the serve, if anything. Not that one. There's the backhand by Urbieta to the corner. Robote forehand beautifully played, caught in the air by Goixerri. Powerful throw by Goixerri is stopped by Nicolas. Robote, middle of the court. Goixerri to the inside. This one caught by Nicolas. Nicolas hard to the inside. Off the wall. Up high is Urbieta. Nicolas takes that in the air at the 12. Hard throw to the inside. Big bounce stopped by Urbieta. There's the backhand by Nicolas to the corner. Urbieta with another fine catch at the 13. Robote coming out. Robote forehand sent back to pass. Goixerri looking for the Robote. Plays it safe on the forehand. Low and hard, stopped by Goixerri. Goixerri for the splitter, read by Nicolas. Nicolas goes hard to the inside. Urbieta with a good read, makes the catch. That's a great catch by Nicolas, stopping it from the corner. Goixerri calls for the Robote. What a catch by Nicolas. Goixerri calls for the Robote. This one's higher. Powerfully thrown to the inside. Nicolas is there. Backhand. Goixerri calls for another one. Forehand Robote. Big backhand by Nicolas. Robote again for Goixerri. Nicolas now from the 10 line. This one dropping. Excellent catch by Nicolas. Hard throw. Caught in the air by Urbieta. Urbieta goes low and hard. Nicolas is there. Robote. Forehand. Low and hard by Goixerri. Nicolas is there. Nicolas now from the 10 line. Backhand. Urbieta on the catch. Backhand to the inside. Urbieta from the 12 line. Powerfully thrown. Robote coming out. Robote forehand by Jairo. Low and hard to the inside. Urbieta on the catch. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Nicolas is there. Nicolas moves up to take that ball in the air. Powerful backhand follows. Robote right up the middle. Fired from the forehand of Jairo. Urbieta at the back wall. Great catch. Robote for Jairo. Powerfully thrown to the inside, to the corner, and Urbieta's there again. Catch by Nicolas. Backhand from the 12. Beautiful catch by Nicolas. Backhand. Coming out. Low save by Goixerri. Nicolas up the wall. Forehand to the outside. Robote to the inside. Little clip. This one caught by Nicolas. Nicolas powerfully from the right side. Goixerri fires this one back. Nicolas passes on the scoop. Two-wall stopped by Goixerri. Goixerri from the forehand will score. Point in a hard-fought set for Goixerri and Urbieta, taking the first set 6-4. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out and play our next set. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was 5-1 early in this set, so you got to give the Devils a little credit. They found something there late.
Absolutely.
They played some good points, and it's just the one missed throw by Nicolas. He saves a Robote. It clips the side wall, and when Goixerri's got it on the outside of the court, you just kind of got to duck and cover most of the time. Take a look here at some of these replays. Long rally. This is just, it's just this one throw. Look at where it goes. If it clips the sidewall, Goixerri's got the forehand, and everybody, a little murmur started in the crowd because they knew it might end it here, and there it goes.
Goixerri makes that stop, you know, on the outside. And again, there are some players who basically just throw it back hard. In Goixerri's case, he throws it back hard, crossing the wall right where you're standing almost every time. You're watching Battle Court, the playoffs. Live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. Here we are in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players taking the breaks back here in between sets and to prepare for matches. This is an intense Renegades team.
Intense look today, and game day tied up 1-1. They know it's at stake here in this match. Division I doubles. Goixerri and Urbieta putting together an 8-2 record in the regular season.
This would
second best doubles record of any Renegades team.
Goixerri's last appearance. Now, Goinaga is not bad to take over in additional matches. No. Remember, in the playoffs here, you're looking for the team, whoever wins the first 4 wins the playoff. Goixerri would obviously like to have 2 wins under his belt and set Goinaga up nicely to be able to.
Yeah, well, Goixerri last season didn't get those 2 wins in the playoff day. Renegades lost. The year before, he and Arats played in the tiebreaker against Douglas and Nicolas. They lost the tiebreaker. So this is a Renegades team that's been through a lot. They've been close and haven't been able to hang up that 3rd banner. So you know that these guys are motivated today. Goixerri is playing great. I mean, he's throwing it hard. He's been everywhere. Urbieta, pretty solid. Later in that set, a couple of mistakes there, but still overall, solid Renegades performance in a 6-4 first set victory. Players making their way back out there to begin set number 2 here. If you look at the stats, I mean, Jairo, Goixerri plays 15 percentage points more balls than Jairo in the front. Nicolas plays many more than Urbieta, but Urbieta's catching percentage is higher. So you look at this Renegades team, better backcourt than Goixerri had in the first match. The same front quarters here. Again, it's an uphill battle, but the Devils, these longer rallies served them better. See if they can do it here to begin set 2 and push it to a 3rd set.
Jairo serves. Our second set has begun. Here's the backhand by Urbieta, low and hard to the inside. Nicolas makes the save just above the pad. Goixerri has it, rifles it back. What a catch by Nicolas. Big backhand, Robote coming way out. Goixerri outs. Mid-court placement. 2 bounces before the ball was caught. That scores for Goixerri and Urbieta. Goixerri has the serve.
Yeah, Devils reacting, not very happy with it. Nothing that the Renegades did. It just died off the front wall, and you see the second bounce. Jairo put his arms out. Nicolas looking up to the heavens, saying, what did we do to deserve that?
You hit one of those magic spots on the front wall. There's a couple of them that, you know, it's the same for everyone.
Not much you can do, but tough break to begin the second set.
Excellent serve by Goixerri is stopped, and a beautiful catch by Nicolas. Nicolas again, this time from the 12 line. There's a backhand by Urbieta. Urbieta. That
That's
ball
a tough one.
is on the side wall, heads to the overhead screen. Good effort by Jairo. Goixerri and Urbieta now lead 2-0 in the second set.
Yeah, hands out this time, but all because of what the Renegades did. It's perfect placement there, coming right off the back wall on the side wall as Jairo, tried to play that Urbieta. Only way for that ball to go is up, and up in the overhead screen, out of play.
Fault, under serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. There's a backhand by Nicolas. Caught by Urbieta. Backhand from the 12 line. Urbieta on the wall again. Jairo makes a save. Goixerri attacks. Costello 2-all, stopped by Jairo. Jairo blasts this back. Urbieta somehow comes up with the catch.
Goixerri's back up.
Catch by Urbieta. Now you want to stay down as long as possible. Stay down until someone tells you to get up, because Urbieta is just as likely to fire back a cortada as anybody. Urbieta coming out. Urbieta forehand to the inside. Urbieta's there. Urbieta forehand. Scooped up by Goixerri. Backhand. Low bullet. Pulled off the wall beautifully by Nicolas. This ball goes to the corner. Goixerri on the Urbieta. Nicolas advances to make the catch. Hard throw. Goixerri calling for the Urbieta. Plays it from the left side. Big bounce. Brought down by Nicolas. Nicolas low and hard to the inside. Urbieta makes the call. Catch by Nicolas on the forehand. Powerful Urbieta by Goixerri. Juggling on the catch of Goixerri. That's a point for Jairo and Nicolas. Jairo serves. Back call judge seeing the bobble in the cesta.
And no contest from Goixerri or Urbieta. Usually means it's a great call by the back judge. It's a tough one there, right on the numbers. Tendency to juggle those. And that gets the Devils on the board. And fortunate, Jairo had an opportunity outside. Those are the chances the Devils must convert. They got bailed out there, but still came away with the point.
Here's the catch by Nicolas. Powerful backhand. Right up the middle on the Urbieta. Fire to the inside. Nicolas advances to take it in the air. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. To the corner and out to the Urbieta. Forehand Urbieta by Jairo passes. Urbieta to the inside. Played on the forehand of Goixerri. Scooped up by Nicolas. Backhand. That backhand takes off, clears the overhead screen. Urbieta up at the 3 line is just missed on the forehand. 3 points for Goixerri and Urbieta. Goixerri has the serve.
It's just a lot going on these long Urbietas. Number one, you're trying to keep your footing. You're trying to read the ball as you're approaching the front wall.
And keep the front wall in mind, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that one came up to about the 2 line. Jairo couldn't just turn and throw it as hard as he wanted, because it would have came right back maybe at him.
100%.
So much power from Goixerri.
Powerful serve is stopped by Nicolas. Urbieta by Goixerri. Big bounce to the inside. Nicolas reads it, returns it on the forehand. Urbieta, backhand to the inside. Urbieta, forehand. Urbieta's there. Jairo from the right side, low and hard from the right side. This one caught by Urbieta. There's a backhand by Urbieta. Urbieta comes right up the middle. Goixerri has it. Cortada stopped beautifully by Nicolas. Jairo calls for the Urbieta, plays it up from the forehand. Urbieta takes it down low. Here's the backhand. Catch by Nicolas. Powerful throw. Urbieta's there. Takes it on the bounce. Urbieta left side saved by Jairo. Goixerri attacks, grabs it, fires it back. That one went off the tip of Nicolas's cesta. That's the 4th point for Goixerri and Urbieta of the Renegades. Goixerri serves.
And he just took his eye off the ball as it was coming at him.
Again, I'll refer to that 1960s video. of a highlight player being asked what happens in that situation. So sometimes you think about the throw before you make the catch. That was right on his right side. Nicolas knows that he needs to get points up on the board.
And the best opportunity for the Devils.
I mean,
maybe
Nicolas,
in this set.
he's in a sweet spot. Drop it inside, 2-all, whatever, but got to make the catch.
No.
Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. There's the backhand by Nicolas to the inside. Catch by Urbieta. Here's the backhand. What a catch by Urbieta. Powerful backhand. Robote. Robote forehand by Jairo. Robote left side, 2-all by Goixerri. Stopped by Jairo. Jairo's carom scores on the return. 2 points for the Devils. Jairo and Nicolas. Jairo serves. Perfect throw by Jairo.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's
again, you just really have to make something happen, and takes a peek. Look how, I mean, yeah.
And look at where Jairo's catching that ball, too. I mean, he's barely on the boundary line. A good 2-all for Goixerri opens up well outside of that. Just a little tougher off the Robote compared to when he's catching it in the air.
And that is absolutely no criticism of where Goixerri was standing, just Jairo's ability to change things up.
Also, second time Urbieta's yelled something from the backcourt, and the next throw, Goixerri threw a 2-all. So they're certainly communicating.
Powerful forehand by Nicolas. High to the backcourt, caught by Urbieta. Here's the left side. To the corner, out to the Robote. Powerful forehand Robote by Jairo. Nicolas will take this on the bounce at the 12 line. Big right side. Big bounce. Up and out to the Robote by Goixerri. At the side wall, Nicolas makes a great catch. Urbieta, backhand from the 11. There's the backhand to the inside. Robote dropping, saved by Jairo. Goixerri cuts it off. Backhand, low bullet, caught in the air by Jairo. Jairo with the Costalo. Goixerri has it on the forehand. Blasts it back. What a catch by Nicolas. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Nicolas is there again. Backhand from the 12 line. On the sidewall the whole way. Robote coming out. Robote Filo scooped up by Jairo. The 2-all by Jairo lands in and scores. Beautifully caught and beautifully thrown. Jairo and Nicolas have 3 points for the Devils, 4 points for the Renegades.
Back-to-back points in 2 where the Devils
and
have
just
had
so
the
well
Renegades
done.
trapped
And one of them
inside.
is a throw that Jairo, again, Jairo likes to avoid that Costalo 2-all.
Yeah,
it's just not his throw, and he's the first to tell you that. But look,
he threw that with great control. He didn't overthrow it at all. He had Goixerri trapped inside. All he needed to do was kick it off the sidewall and did just that.
Don't flirt with the pad. Don't flirt with the line. Well done by Jairo.
As the Devils did in the first set, they're coming back.
There's the backhand, low, hard bullet. Caught down low by Nicolas. Great catch. Hard return. Coming right out. Nicolas on the catch. Backhand from the 10 line. Low and hard again. Robote. Forehand for Goixerri. This one dropping, but Nicolas makes the save. To the corner it goes. On the wall, Goixerri is not able to make that Robote. 4-4 is the score. Jairo has the serve.
But just like that, 3 points in a row, and the Devils have tied it up. And it all came after that missed ball by Nicolas in the middle of the court. Talk about a response here, and they need it most. And gotta get this set, though, to stay in the match. This is where Goixerri becomes awfully tough with his wide variety of shots.
Urbieta from the outside. Low, hard backhand. Nicolas looks for a difficult Robote. Passes Goixerri. Goixerri come back to make the save. Safely played Robote to the inside. Nicolas from the 10 line. Low and hard. Robote coming out. Goixerri makes the save again. Keeps it inside. That's a beautiful catch by Nicolas on the left side. Low bullet. Robote for Goixerri. Nicolas has this one on the forehand. Cortada crossing the wall deep. Backhand by Urbieta. To the forehand of Nicolas. Urbieta calls for the catch. Backhand to the inside. What a catch by Nicolas at the 12. Big backhand follows. Robote. Urbieta, left side by Goixerri. Urbieta calls for the catch. Backhand to the inside. Powerful backhand by Nicolas. Urbieta by Goixerri. Fortunately, that missed him. Lighter touch. Urbieta advances to save it. Urbieta by Jairo. Urbieta's there. Backhand. Jairo gets in there and makes a great catch. Here's Urbieta on the backhand from the 12 line. Urbieta forehand by Jairo's. Scoop attempt is tipped. That is 5 points for Jairo and Nicolas. Possible set point here for the Devils. So, yeah, he was screened unintentionally entirely. No. Jairo was trying to get out of the way. But still, the guy's trying to get out of the way, and you're going for a scoop.
Yeah. Well, also, he didn't really have to scoop it either. No, that was coming to his right side.
That's my point, is if Goixerri is just so good and so dominant and so aggressive, if he feels he has it, he's going to continue to go after it. Sometimes you just got to pull the cest out of the way and let your backquarter take it. That was one of those times right there. But still, let's see if he goes for this serve. Powerful serve by Jairo. Here's the backhand. That ball not coming out. It is 5-5, so this is set point, which would push us to a third set for the Devils. Possible match point for the Renegades.
Well, Devils won the 5-5 point the last match that gave them the win. See if the Renegades can do it right here to retake the lead.
I imagine we're about to see a fairly powerful first serve from Goixerri.
I'll go ace or under. Neither.
There's a backhand by Nicolas to the inside, caught by Urbieta. Urbieta powerfully from the backhand. Nicolas from the 11 line. It passes. Urbieta coming out. Goixerri, eyes on the Urbieta, fires it from the forehand. Nicolas is there. Big backhand to the side wall. Urbieta is there. Urbieta. Urbieta forehand, low and hard end, caught by Urbieta at the 13 line. Here's the backhand by Nicolas to the inside. Goixerri with a hop. There's the backhand. This Urbieta coming all the way out to the 4 line. Blasted from the forehand of Jairo. Nicolas on the catch. Backhand from the 10. Urbieta from the 12. Nicolas now on the forehand. Low and hard. To the corner. And a scoop by Urbieta in the corner.
Crazy catch.
Urbieta forehand. Cuts back to the inside. Goixerri has it. Puts it inside. That's a beautiful catch by Nicolas. Urbieta coming up high. Fired by Goixerri to the inside. Beautifully caught again by Nicolas. Here's the backhand. Nicolas from the 12 line. Urbieta coming out. Goixerri rifling this hard to the inside. Jairo gets in there and passes, and it's caught and returned by Urbieta. Nicolas on the forehand. Goixerri looking for Urbieta at the 8 line. To the inside it goes. Nicolas advances, takes it in the air. Powerful backhand caught by Urbieta. Urbieta coming in low. Jairo makes a save. Goixerri takes it in the air. Goixerri hard to the inside, scooped up beautifully by Nicolas.
Catch.
Goixerri calls for the Urbieta. To the inside it goes. What a scoop by Nicolas. Catch by Goixerri at the side wall. Urbieta now from the 12 line. Powerful backhand to the inside. Urbieta coming out. Jairo on the forehand. Urbieta wall to wall from the right side. Goixerri backing up. Goixerri straight back. Nicolas has got it. Low and hard. Down low. Urbieta makes the catch. Here's the backhand by Nicolas to the inside. Urbieta's there. Urbieta. Urbieta forehand. Goixerri picks it out of the air, winds up. Powerful Costado is scooped up beautifully by Nicolas. Goixerri again for the Urbieta. Safely to the inside. What a catch by Nicolas. Nicolas will take this one on the forehand. Send it back. Goixerri. Split placement. Scoop by Nicolas. Powerful forehand is crossing and stopped. And a great catch by Urbieta. Urbieta coming in low. Jairo makes the save. Urbieta down low with the catch. What a catch by Nicolas. Off the wall, back to the inside it goes. Robote for Goixerri. Swing and a miss. Will take us to a third set. Devils take the second set, 6-5. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out and play our next set. My, oh my. Wow.
So how about that? A missed Robote by Goixerri at 5-5 and going to a third set. What a point that was. I mean, all four players heavily involved here. This was back at the beginning of the set. Throw died off the front wall. Devils, at that point.
Again, so folks know, no one's unhappy with the call.
No, just
It's the wall.
yeah, just displeasure. You know.
It's the wall.
2-wall here. Look at Goixerri go up, makes the catch, but replace it inside. Yeah, Nicolas just laughed. I mean, he knows it right away, and it felt like at that point, going down 4-1, that was the match. But these Devils fought their way back, led 5-4, got tied at 5-5, and took that decisive 11th point. Take a look at the replays here. 2-wall attempt. I mean, look at where Jairo gets it. He's on the boundary. Karam there.
And look at
scores.
all this. Look at the space. Look at the space. That's how you know it's the perfect throw.
Yeah, I mean, this was at that made it 4-2, I believe. That Karam.
This is one of the benefits of having all of these veterans on the court is the level of maturity.
A scoop here on the outside, and then Goixerri's trapped, so he throws a 2-wall there. That brought it to 4-3.
The oh so rare Jairo Costello 2-wall.
And then right here, you know, we talk about more times than not. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Stu. I feel like when you see a missed Robote, it's just an overswing. I mean, a lot of times guys just throwing it hard or changing up the swing.
You know what it is? It's for the most part, in most cases anyway, it's the same thing as what we saw with Nicolas earlier, is you begin the second part of the process, the throw, before you've completed the first part. Now, you know, the catch is the first part when it's coming off the front wall. With the Robote, you don't catch it, but you do have to watch it come into your cesta the entire way before you start the throw.
So more of a rushed throw.
Absolutely.
Than an overthrow.
Absolutely.
What we see when you rush shots, you know, end up in the pad mostly or off the court, and, you know, same thing with these Robotes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our third and final set of this match. The first team to reach 6 points will win the match. Goixerri will have the serve for the Renegades.
Yeah. And the referees, they know. If you don't blow the whistle, Urbieta and Jairo will stay back there as long as they can. There it is. Right on cue, Stu. It was like, clock's been at quadruple zeros for about 15 seconds now. We're going to get a whistle anytime.
No question that the backcourt judge is going to move things along here.
And why, some might ask, just so it's even for, I mean, it's the same 2-minute break for everybody.
100%.
Nobody gets an advantage over anyone. So, look, get them out there as quick as you can. Let's continue play. Third set to decide this third match. It's a big one here.
Goixerri serves our third match. Our third set has begun with an overserve. First fault. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's a backhand by Nicolas to the inside. Urbieta in and out of the cesta goes. First point of the decisive third set goes to Jairo and Nicolas of the Devils. Jairo serves.
That is as shocking of a miss as you're going to see here. In the first set, Urbieta got tripped up. I mean, one that was right to him. And again, to begin set 3, I mean, you saw him looking at the basket. He couldn't believe it either. The Devils started off with a bad break in set 2. And you get a good one here.
Here's a backhand by Urbieta. Catch by Nicolas. Nicolas from the 10 line to the inside. Robote. Robote forehand, sidearm by Goixerri. Goixerri calls for the Robote. He's got it midcourt, sends it deep. Nicolas from the 11 line. Backhand, 2 pass. Robote coming out, dropping. Saved by Goixerri. Nicolas makes the catch. Sends it back. Robote for Goixerri. That ball goes off the frame of Nicolas' cesta. We're tied up. 1-1. Goixerri serves.
gets increasingly tougher to make those scoops and catches off the quick bounce as the match progresses and it heats up. Nicolas did an admirable job late in the second set. He made about 5 or 6 of these to left and right side, and this one to begin
That kept
set
a minute.
3.
Yeah. This is a bit more complicated.
Beautiful serve. Excellent catch by Nicolas. Here's Goixerri. Backhand. Low bullet. Stopped on the left side of Nicolas. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Nicolas to the inside. Robote forehand by Jairo. Beautifully played. Robote for Goixerri. Up the middle. Ball tipped on the forehand of Nicolas. That's 2 points for Goixerri and Urbieta of the Renegades. Goixerri serves.
Surprising misses now both sides to begin this third set. You know, there's a lot on the line, and, you know, don't talk a lot about some of the pressures and the differences between the regular season and playoffs, but some shaky play by both teams might indicate the intensity and what's at stake here.
Powerful, powerful serve by Goixerri is stopped by Nicolas. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Jairo calls for the rebote. Powerful rebote picked up on the bounce by Goixerri. A bullet from the left side is stopped by Nicolas. Goixerri again. Backhand. Blasted from the 8 line. Rebote coming out. At the side wall, Jairo makes the save. Goixerri's got it. Winding up. Back to the inside along the wall. Difficult. Ball comes out and scores. 3 points for Goixerri. And Urbieta, Goixerri serves.
Yeah, okay, so occasionally the balls are inside and not along the wall. And occasionally you hear me say arrimada, and that's basically just a ball that's literally skipping along the sidewall. And that's what Goixerri was able to do there. And it's very difficult to do with Magic City because it usually catches the seams in the walls and blasts out.
Oh,
Excellent
stop.
catch by Nicolas. Rebote, high and inside. Nicolas is there. Backhand. To Urbieta. Urbieta from the 12 line. Nicolas now from the 10. Goixerri calls for it. Rebote, high. Caught by Nicolas. Nicolas from the 9 line. A little lower, a little harder. Goixerri calls for it again. Catch up high by Nicolas. Low bullet of a backhand caught in the air by Goixerri. Goixerri pumps it to the corner. Robote forehand now by Jairo. Inside placement is stopped by Nicolas. Nicolas on the backhand. Robote dropping. Nicolas on the catch. Low and hard, crossing the wall. Urbieta's there. Backhand to the inside. Robote forehand by Jairo. Cut off in the air by Goixerri. Goixerri, Costado to the inside. Robote forehand by Jairo. Cut off by Goixerri. Goixerri, low hard backhand caught by Jairo. Robote by Jairo to the inside. Along the wall, Urbieta makes the catch at the 12 line. Here's Nicolas, backhand. Goixerri calls for the rebote, comes out on a high bounce. He sends it deep. Beautiful catch by Nicolas in the air. Goixerri calls for another one. Robote with the bounce. This one's stopped by Nicolas. There's a backhand by Nicolas. Goixerri takes it on the left side. Backhand. Wall to wall, low rebote saved by Jairo. Will pass. Rebote on a high bounce, floating. Goixerri makes the save. Nicolas moves in. Backhand from the 8 line to the back wall. Nicolas on the catch, the 10. Low and hard to the inside. Urbieta at the 13. Nicolas off the wall, great catch, hard backhand, back to the inside. Robote to the outside, stopped by Jairo, and a great catch. Cortada by Jairo is stopped by Urbieta. Jairo calls for the rebote, puts it inside. Goixerri's looking for the rebote. Urbieta from the forehand. Here's a catch by Goixerri. He's winding up. Costi inside, scooped up by Nicolas, and a beautiful catch. Robote for Goixerri is dropping. Plays it for the high bounce. Nicolas goes all the way back to the corner. Comes out hard on the right side. Goixerri cuts it off. Changes it up. Drops it inside to score. Beautiful play by both Nicolas and Goixerri. Goixerri gets the point. 4-1. Renegades lead. Nothing you can do about that.
He just sets it up beautifully. I mean, look at this throw here. Sets it up with a big bounce, take Nicolas all the way back to the 13 line. He comes over the top. When he sees that, he attacks, catches it low, and then cuts off the swing. See where Jairo is defending the 2-wall? Nicolas is at the back glass after that last catch. Finds the drop shot to score. Again, same lead that the Renegades had in set 2. They weren't able to close it out.
Usually a difficult lead, but not always with Goixerri. I mean, this is a more difficult league with some of the other teams, but
yeah, the fact that the Devils just came back and against this team 10 minutes ago should give them some confidence here.
Hard serve by Goixerri is in and returned by Nicolas. Robote for Goixerri. High and inside. Beautiful catch by Nicolas. That backhand along the sidewall, dropping. Robote by Goixerri. Here's Nicolas on the forehand. Urbieta takes that in the air at the 10 line. Nicolas is there. Backhand. Robote for Goixerri at the 6. Jairo reaches up, grabs it, rifles this one back.
Oh my! Oh, what an effort!
Touch the overhead screen. Great effort by Urbieta. That is 2 points for Jairo and Nicolas. Jairo has a serve.
After a clean miss of the ball coming at him, he's on a knee and tries to save this for Robote. Presence of mind to just make this is incredible. Look at this. Urbieta misses it. He's on the ground. Oh,
look at that.
Actually got a shot at it. And you see, just catches a piece of that net.
didn't even have to move that much.
No, right to him, kind of.
Urbieta with the catch. Here's the backhand. Wall to wall from the left side. Jairo running. Costi to the inside. There's the backhand by Nicolas. Urbieta from the 11. A powerful throw stopped by Nicolas. Here's the backhand. To the corner it goes. Urbieta's there. Robote left side for the big bounce. Goixerri looks to make the save. Lays it up. Jairo grabs it out of the air. Rifles it back. Goixerri stops it. Blasts it back. Robote coming out to Jairo. Jairo forehand Robote to the corner. Save by Goixerri. Catch by Nicolas. Nicolas hard throw up the middle, scooped up by Goixerri. Goixerri with a little help from the side wall. It scores. 5 points for Goixerri and Urbieta. Possible match point for the Renegades.
Yeah, just a little clipper here again. Nicolas makes a nice catch up high on the right side, but he pushed it right to Goixerri. Scoops it up. And it comes up on Jairo so quickly. I mean, right at his feet. It's not an easy scoop, and the right side more difficult than the left.
Here's the backhand by Nicolas. Goixerri calls the Robote. Beautiful scoop by Nicolas at the 12. Urbieta's there. Backhand. Robote by Jairo, right up the middle. Goixerri makes the catch on the forehand. A hard throw. Scoop by Nicolas. Robote back to the side wall. Goixerri makes a save. Here's Jairo. Jairo, Cortada, goes to the backcourt. Urbieta makes a save. What a catch by Nicolas off the side wall. Robote coming to the inside again. Goixerri pumps the right side. He passes. Robote forehand by Jairo. To the corner, out to the Robote. Goixerri again. Here's Nicolas over the top to the inside. Beautiful catch by Nicolas. Jairo takes it in the air. Backhand from the 7. Robote by Goixerri. Nicolas on the right side. Hard forehand. Takes a big bounce. Urbieta's got it. Here's a backhand. This one caught by Goixerri. Winds up. Costi to the inside. Caught by Nicolas. Nicolas, Cortada stopped before touching the side wall by Goixerri. Jairo gets in there, plays the rebote, low and hard. Goixerri on the rebote save. Nicolas at the sidewall, what a catch. Up at the 10 line. Catch by Nicolas. Nicolas to the inside, Goixerri cuts it off. Here's the backhand. Wall to wall from the left side, rebote forehand. Goixerri calls for it. Nicolas on the catch from the 10 line. Cortada, that scores. Perfectly executed Cortada by the backcourter Nicolas. Devils with 3 points still possible. Match point for Goixerri and Urbieta.
Well, this one was as close to the side wall as it could be and dropping. That's how you got to beat Goixerri. I mean, right there on the wall.
You called it is dropping, is when it hits the side wall. Again, you could throw it low and hard and cross the side wall all day.
Right.
It's when you throw it, it hits the side wall and drops. That's really what makes a cortada a cortada.
It's so hard to control it, even if you get assessed on it there.
Yeah.
Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Rebote for Jairo. He takes it on the forehand and rifles it inside. Goixerri for the rebote. Difficult catch by Nicolas on the backhand. To the inside, Urbieta's there. Rebote forehand, to pass. Goixerri looks for the rebote. Fires it inside, and Nicolas makes the catch. Backhand from the 11 line. Jairo takes this in the air, backhand, powerfully thrown, and caught by Urbieta. Beautiful catch. Nicolas up high on the left side. Rebote forehand saved by Jairo. Goixerri on the rebote, high and inside. Nicolas advances, takes it in the air. Backhand to the inside, Urbieta's there. Powerful backhand. That clears the overhead screen. It's on the wall the whole way. Goixerri fires it back wall to wall. Jairo, Costello rebote to the inside. Beautiful catch by Nicolas. Backhand from the 11. Rebote, high bounce. Nicolas saves the rebote, passes Goixerri. Urbieta from the forehand. Keeps it high. Rebote forehand by Jairo. Urbieta up high. Jairo makes the catch. Backhand, powerfully thrown. Rebote dropping, saved by Goixerri. High and inside, Nicolas is there. Chula scores.
Oh, not going to be easy.
4 points for Jairo and Nicolas. Goixerri and Urbieta still with possible match point. Jairo will have the serve. So far, 2 chulas in one day, both thrown by the Devils.
In every set, even in the first set, the Renegades had a sizable lead, 4-1, if not better than that. And every set, it's gotten pretty close late. Now just a point away from a match point. Boy, and I mean, gotta feel a little momentum swinging back in the direction of the Devils.
And also their ability to maintain their composure. I mean, both teams, and especially both backcourters. Nicolas having a couple mistakes and coming back from that really well.
The Renegades certainly know what's at stake here. I mean, a lot of pressure to close out the match here.
Here's the backhand. Low and hard, caught by Nicolas. Hard to the inside, and Urbieta's there. Powerful backhand taken off the wall by Nicolas. Nicolas to the inside. Rebote. Rebote to the inside, and Nicolas makes the catch on the forehand, sends it deep. Catch by Urbieta, backhand. Here's Nicolas from the 10 line to the inside. Backhand by Urbieta. To the corner, out to the rebote, saved by Jairo. Goixerri has it, winds it up. Nicolas, tough catch on the right side, low and hard from the forehand. Urbieta's there. Little clip off the side wall. Nicolas makes another fine catch. Hard throw to the inside. That ball's coming back to the inside. Goixerri makes a save. Scoop by Nicolas. High catch made by Nicolas. Low and hard. Scooped up by Goixerri. Low bullet. Caught on the forehand of Nicolas. Nicolas sends it back. big bounce into the corner, and Urbieta's there. Rebote forehand, caught by Goixerri. Goixerri winds up, drop shot, stopped, but not held on to. Point set and a hard fought match for the Renegades. They win it in the third and decisive set, 6-4.
Well, one of the best matches that you're ever going to see here in Battle Court. Division I doubles, 31 of a possible 33 points. And Goixerri and Urbieta give the Renegades a 2-1 lead headed into match number 4. Well, that's it for the Goixerri portion of the program. So 2 wins for him. His day is complete. Now the Renegades send out Goinaga to try to close out the Devils. Look at this catch, though. I mean, Urbieta in the corner, and then the next throw here, Jairo saves the rebote. Goixerri goes with the drop shot. Jairo's there, but again, what a tough way to end it. Just a floater missed. Goixerri fired up, and the Renegades lead 2-1. Well, let's take a look at that game day score now, reflecting that win by Goixerri and Urbieta. 2-1. Renegades out in front. First 1 to 4 wins will advance to the finals. Renegades halfway there, but the Devils are the higher seeded team. So remember, if we're tied 3-3, we will go to a tiebreaker. But we're going to hear from Goixerri and Urbieta ready in the DraftKings Players Cage. Guys, what a match that was. I mean, playing 31 of a possible 33 points. Jairo and Nicolas, not necessarily known for the offense, but what makes them such a difficult opponent even in this top division?
Their defense. Obviously, their defense and their psychological toughness. They never give up. I think it was one of the sets we were winning, but they came back from behind. They never stopped fighting all the points, all the matches, so they are really tough opponents.
Awesome, guys. A great performance. Goixerri 2-0. Good luck the rest of the way, guys.
Thank you.